Awesome. All right, well, why don't we get started and take a look. Let's start with the weapon skills.
Okay.
What do we got?
So, since you guys saw some of the weapon skills already through earlier reveals this week, the one weapon skill is it's a three-piece combo, and this the first hit is a positive charge, and it gives you might on hit, and it can strike up to 3 targets. Each of the sections of the combo can, and for each target that you strike, you get a stack of might. The second hit is vulnerability application per strike, and the third hit actually does both. So you're potentially able to stack up a kind of hefty amount of might if you're just auto-attacking, as well as applying a fair amount of vulnerability. So as you keep striking something, the damage is just going to keep ramping up.
I feel like the enemies aren't going to feel as happy about it.
All
right.
Their feelings don't matter, unless they're apparently potentially moose.
Moose Horse 2 still in effect. All right, so the 2 skill. What's this one called?
Okay, so this one is the Electro Whirl. What this one does is this one creates a multiple whirl finisher at your location. When you first start it and whirl, there's a whirl finisher, and the second you finish with that whirl, there's kind of this going momentum that finishes again. It's also a reflection, so any projectiles that are coming at you, right back at you. So this is the rocket charge. So it plays out such that you do multiple leap attacks towards your target. And if you don't have anyone targeted, you continually leap forward for the full distance, potentially giving you a good means of escape, but also for closing into them. Each time you stop and swing, you're performing a leap finisher, so you can kind of load up on multiple things that leap finishers do, from daze strikes in lightning fields to fire auras or ice auras or things like that. Yes, so the fourth ability on the skill is the Shock Shield. And this one is a full-on block for its duration, 2 seconds. And it's a heavy vulnerability application to your foes while you're blocking. So this is both offense and defense at the same time. And
all right, bring down the lightning.
And you're now seeing Thunderclap, the 5 skill for the hammer, which creates a pulsing AoE lightning field, which on the initial strike is a straight-up stun. So that stun kind of gives you the opportunity to then load up on something else. As people have been speculating, performing the AoE stun and lightning field lets you then jump in, as you can see being done, and then following it up with multiple dazes just to kind of keep people locked out for a few seconds when you're getting into the brawl. So with the gyros, that is the new Specializations class of utilities. What you're seeing right now is the Medic Gyro. It's a small gyro. For the record, all the gyros have pretty decent amounts of health. They can be targeted, they can be attacked, they can be CC'd, but at the same time, you can also apply boons, buffs to them in order to, counterplay some of that. The Medic Gyro applies a bunch of healing in an AoE on you and other allies after it's out. And it does so at a pretty decent clip, I think every 2-3 seconds. So you can get a decent number of heals. This one lasts 15 seconds. That is what the fuel remaining actually represents. It's how long that can stay in the world. So what you're seeing now is the Bulwark Gyro, who essentially applies a large AoE damage reduction to you and takes that damage upon themselves, as well as from allies. And in addition to that, his health pool is pretty large, so you can use him both for simply interrupting. So from this demo that you're seeing, you could spot that the engineer actually steps behind the Bulwark Gyro in order to basically take no damage instead of even taking half. And you can do that with other gyros, but this way, with the Bulwark Gyro, you can play. All right, now you're seeing the Blast Gyro. This one is a knockback upon delivery. You launch a small homing device onto your target, and that's just a straight projectile that could be, potentially intercepted by another target. But whoever you tag with it, the Blast Gyro is going to just go charging at them. This is one that I made slight reference to in an earlier interview, where you can apply a bunch of boons to it so that yeah, you could potentially, if you're the target of. So this is the Shredder Gyro. This is just a straight placement gyro. You target it on the ground, and it continually performs whirl finishers as well as applying damage in the area around it. So you can see it's whirling and just doing straight damage. You throw it on a whirl field or a combo field, and it's going to continuously whirl in it for its 12-second duration. This is a lot of projectiles that it will spin off. So throw this down, say, in a raid. If it survives almost any amount of time. It's gonna...
This little guy?
The Purge Gyro. So this one was talked about early. So what this guy does is every 3 seconds, he removes 2 conditions from you or a target ally that's nearby. And he's consistently checking, oh, hey, who's got conditions nearby? And if it happens to be you and an ally also has them, he's going to target you because, that's kind of what you set him up to do.
Because you're his favorite.
Yeah, exactly. You're the master.
Yeah.
Last of the utility gyros. So lastly, we have the elite, the sneak gyro. So what this guy pulls off is he applies an AoE stealth to you and allies nearby. And it's a decent amount of stealth. So yes, you can stick in it, charge up a bunch of stealth, and go off and do a thing. The gyros also, when they detonate, when they explode, when their fuel runs out, when someone kills them, they cause an AoE daze. And you can trait that for other fun things. One concern that I saw in reading our forums and Reddit was that why would you have it so that the sneak gyro remains revealed while you and your allies are just getting stuff? Everyone's just going to look at it. Each of the gyros gets a tool belt skill. As you saw, each of the gyros has, once it's summoned, a detonate skill, but on their tool belts, these all apply around you. And a lot of them are field-based, so that you can kind of combo in, if you're, say, using a hammer, off of each of those tool belt skills. So here you're seeing the medic gyro tool belt skill, which creates a water field around you and applies some protection. So that's the possibility for healing as well as, incoming damage reduction. Yeah, you have options.
All right, let's keep going, because I'm kind of loving seeing these in another round.
Okay, so the next tool belt skill is for the Purge Gyro. And, purging, it's cleansing, but can be kind of toxic at times. So this one drops a AoE poison field around you, poisoning enemies. So this next one is... Yeah, well, this is a super stealth application to you and allies beside you. So this one kind of gives you a fair amount of mobility, as well as initiation opportunity. And this plays on the Blast Gyro. So you can pop the Blast Gyro and then immediately pop the tool belt skill for the Blast Gyro to give it super speed to, get where it's going like that, and deliver its payload. Okay. The Bulwark Gyro. So this is a straight-up reflection shield that, yes.
I'm sorry, it looks like Epcot.
Happens,
It's okay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
We're very mechanic here.
Okay, so you work with what...
Good.
All right.
Good.
Let me distract you with more gameplay.
All right, all right. So, on the next one. So this is yet another lightning field that the Scrapper gains on the, this is the Shredder Bot's tool belt skill. So it places a lightning field that's also straight detonations. So it's doing both damage and granting you the ability to lock people down a little bit more through combo finishers.
I forgot about this.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so this is the elite. The elite sneak gyro gets the tool belt skill for that one is an AoE reveal, and it's a pretty large range, and it affects up to 5 targets. So as you can see here, yeah, there are a bunch of guys stealthed around, and oh, boom, there they all are. It's instant, really quick. You get that sense something's going on. Well, now you know what's up.
Perhaps if you see a snake